when you study Meghan Markle professionally, even of the last 12 months, how much reminds you of Fergie? She's released a reality show this year. She didn't talk to Oprah this year, but we know that Fergie would do sit-downs with Oprah, had a reality show with Oprah. Fergie had a podcast recently. Meghan's had 2 podcasts recently. Fergie would do QVC-style shows. That's basically what With Love Meghan is. They both write children's books. I mean, Meghan seems like she could be on the Sarah Ferguson path.
You mean downhill?
Downhill is
well,
exactly
I think
right.
it's only going downhill. It's been a tough year for her, but as I said before, the problem about Meghan is she always looks good. She always survives. You never see a moment of weakness in public.
The same cannot be said about Harry.
Or Harry or Fergie. I mean, Meghan is a consummate survival actress. And you raise this extraordinary beginning of the year when she carved 2025 in the sand. And, it's a very, very interesting image that it came out on New Year's Day this year, because the previous weeks had been absolutely turgid and torrid for her. She had been dubbed Duchess Difficult again. There had been allegations of bullying.
Tyrant in high heels.
There had been this interview with the people in Montecito who said that she wasn't an asset for their local community. The worst thing that happened to her was that Donald Trump was elected president, so she had an enemy in the White House. She knew that Vanity Fair were doing a huge issue on her, and it wasn't going to be complimentary, she feared. So she'd had a really tough few months, as had Harry, because his charity Sentebale in Botswana was falling apart. Mm-hmm. So 2025 was the beginning of something very, very exciting for her, because not least With Love Meghan was going to appear a few weeks into the new year. And then, of course, it all goes wrong. But on that day, New Year's Day, she could only hope, it's a new year, it can only get better.
Yes, it was interesting because in November of 2024, someone from the Sussex camp had leaked to Page Six that 2025 was going to be the year of the Markle sparkle. And maybe she would say in the last few weeks, as she's accepting a Humanitarian of the Year award, she might say, see, but for the most part, I didn't see that. Did it bother you at all when she did the 2025 in the sand on that day? I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. I'm horrified with myself. But Tiggy Leg Burke had just lost her stepson in a New Orleans terror attack. And I've said this to you off camera, but I feel like Harry and Meghan should be more considerate of what's going on in the bigger royal sphere when they pursue attention. And I thought that was really cold, that she was prancing around in the sand, announcing a new Instagram account on the same day we're seeing headlines about Tiggy Leg Burke losing her stepson in a terror attack. I'm just too sensitive, huh?
No, you're not at all. I mean, there was that, even worse, is that when the public announcement of both King Charles's and Kate's cancer was made, Harry was, I think it was at a public function in LA and made no mention of it either. And sent no commiserations or public wish you recover as well. So I mean, there's an appalling narcissism there, an appalling self-interest. It's self-love. Mm-hmm. That, especially for Meghan, everything is about self-love.
Yes,
which is become a sort of her survival instinct. Everything is about her, and so. Yes, I mean, that was the whole point of on the sand. It was her beginning
her
the new
year. Yeah.
And hope that the TV Netflix series will be a success and all the rest of it.
So then she's teasing a brand new show with Love Meghan. This is supposed to be her breakout role. And actually in Revenge, you talk about her pitching similar shows before she meets Prince Harry. So this is Meghan making her dreams come true.
Absolutely.
with Love Meghan. And the wildfires break out, because it's not karma or anything that every time these two have something that they're trying to push, the universe stops them in their tracks. But the wildfires in LA break out and Meghan and Harry show up. They're not even near these fires.
You're down to Pasadena.
And they're just hugging people. And the mayor of Pasadena, who you imagine has bigger things to do, decides to stop everything and take them on a personal tour. I had friends that were there volunteering and were told that they needed to go away for a little while. They were volunteering so Harry and Meghan could have this personal tour. They are branded tourist, like what were they branded? It was like vultures. It was something like
disaster tourists.
Disaster tourists. Thank you so much. Disaster tourists. But then to save face, they delay the premiere of With Love, Meghan. That was really nice of her to delay.
Well,
the
I
show.
think she had no choice. I mean, it's even worse than that, actually, because they'd run the trailer. And in the trailer, they had 27,000 comments. 95% of them were negative. So they already knew there was a problem of the image. There was also the Vanity Fair article, which is, American Hustle was a huge blow.
We love it. We love to see it.
To Meghan. So it was opportune. And of course, by then she also knew that her brand was in great trouble. American Riviera Orchard, that she had allegedly nicked the idea and a lot of other things. There was a patent and trademark problem, so she had to find another brand name. The smiles concealed huge problems. And even when she goes down to Pasadena, she gets for a child some T-shirts and something.
Billie Eilish,
and it all goes wrong because she just can't do anything without.
Patting herself on the back?
Clapping herself on the back.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a secret. This is a terribly private thing I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole world.
I've been in touch with Billie Eilish, and you're right. So in February, again, you're so spot on about the way that everything's fine. Everything's fine. She announces that she's just decided, because she has that freedom and that power, and she's come up with a better idea to go from American Riviera Orchard, which we have been talking about for a year at that point, to As Ever, citing the original name was just too restrictive, and the pivot was in association with the Netflix show, but it was she wouldn't admit to making a mistake. This was just she had a better idea.
Well, of course, but she knew the lawyers had told her already. But what's interesting about this, is that she was in Vancouver at the Invictus Games, wowing everybody. And I was there. It was fascinating. And will appear in my new book.
You never invite me anywhere.
Anyway, it was fascinating because then she rushes back from Whistler and shoots a very, very jerky, unprofessional video of herself with Lilibet in the garden to announce that it's now going to be called As Ever. I mean, clearly panic station, very badly edited, badly lit, and that was the beginning of the downhill. That it was all a mess.
But do you see that as a desperate attempt to look authentic?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, authenticity is the one thing she keeps on talking about. Somebody who is a completely fabrication and a confection. But that's all part of this phenomena. And the reason we're also intrigued is because it's like with Andrew, you see, you can't imagine how will Meghan end.
Oh, I know.
I mean, this is the point. Andrew, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, he thought, well, what's going to be the end of this interview he gave the BBC? And now with Meghan, we can see when the series then aired, it reached the high point of being 383rd on Netflix's most popular shows.
That's right.
It was a complete fiasco.
Right.
And
the parodies that it created,
Right,
I never thought I'd see such brilliant comedy on TikTok.
Exactly.
You're right. So, but she deemed it a success because she immediately goes on Netflix in some lettuce pun hat celebrating season 2. Now, is that a legitimate celebration, or is this more Meghan spin? It's already recorded.
This is survival mode.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew by then it was a flop in terms of popularity.